Mark Twitchell, often referred to as the Dexter Killer, is a Canadian filmmaker and aspiring screenwriter whose descent into criminality culminated in a gruesome murder in 2008. His story is both chilling and bizarre, blending fiction with reality in a way that has fascinated and horrified people worldwide. Join me as we explore the chilling true tale of the Dexter Killer. Beyond the dark side. Mark Twitchell was born on July 4th, 1979, in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. He grew up with a passion for film and storytelling, eventually pursuing a career in the film industry. Twitchell was known for his creativity, but his ambition far outpaced his actual success. Despite his limited achievements, he maintained an active online presence, promoting himself as a filmmaker and screenwriter. One of his projects, a short film titled House of Cards, became infamous for its eerie parallels to the real-life crime he would commit. This film, produced in September 2008, depicted a man luring a victim through an online dating site and then brutally murdering him in a garage. On October 10, 2008, Johnny Altinger, a 38-year-old Edmonton resident, was lured to a garage that Twitchell had rented under the pretense of meeting a woman he had connected with on an online dating site. Unbeknownst to Altinger, the garage was the exact location where Twitchell had filmed House of Cards just weeks earlier. Twitchell had meticulously planned the murder, drawing inspiration from the fictional character Dexter Morgan, a vigilante serial killer from the popular TV show Dexter. Twitchell idolized the character, and his fascination with Dexter's double life as a killer and a seemingly normal citizen influenced his own behavior. Altinger believed he was going to meet a woman named Jen for a date. When Altinger arrived at the garage, he was ambushed by Twitchell, who was wearing a hockey mask. Twitchell incapacitated Altinger by striking him with a blunt object. He then used a knife to fatally stab Altinger. After killing Altinger, Twitchell dismembered his body. He later disposed of some of the remains by burning them and dumping other parts in a storm sewer. Johnny Altinger's friends quickly grew suspicious when he failed to show up for a planned event and sent them odd, uncharacteristic emails claiming he had spontaneously left for a vacation in Costa Rica with a woman he had just met. They contacted the police, who initially treated the case as a missing person investigation. The break in the case came when police discovered that Twitchell had used Johnny Altinger's car after the murder. Upon searching Twitchell's rented garage, police found evidence of the crime, including blood stains and Altinger's DNA. Additionally, a deleted but recoverable document on Twitchell's computer, titled SK Confessions, short for Serial Killer Confessions, detailed the planning and execution of the murder in a chillingly matter-of-fact tone. Although Twitchell claimed it was merely a work of fiction, the document closely matched the actual events of Altinger's death. Twitchell was arrested on October 31, 2008, and charged with first-degree murder. The trial of Mark Twitchell in 2011 captivated the public. Prosecutors presented overwhelming evidence of his guilt, including the SK Confessions document, the evidence found in the garage, and the testimony of a man named Gillis Tatro, who had narrowly escaped a similar fate at Twitchell's hands just a week before Altinger's murder. Tatro had also been lured to the garage by Twitchell through an online dating site, but managed to escape after being attacked. Gillis Tatro's encounter with Mark Twitchell is a chilling story of a near-death experience that narrowly avoided becoming another fatality in Twitchell's twisted plot. In October 2008, a week before the murder of Johnny Altinger, Mark Twitchell had already begun executing his deadly plans. He created a fake profile on the online dating site Plenty of Fish, posing as a woman named Sheena to lure unsuspecting men to his rented garage, which he had converted into a kill room eerily reminiscent of the one used by the fictional character Dexter Morgan. Gillis Tatro, a 33-year-old oilfield equipment operator, was one of the men who responded to Sheena's invitation. On the evening of October 3, 2008, he followed the directions given to him by Sheena and arrived at the garage, expecting a date. As soon as Tatro entered the darkened garage, he was attacked by a masked assailant. Mark Twitchell, wearing a hockey mask, tasered Tatro in the chest, causing him to fall to the ground. Twitchell then attempted to subdue him further, possibly to restrain and eventually murder him, just as he had planned. However, Tatro fought back. The situation was chaotic, with Tatro struggling to understand what was happening. In the confusion, he managed to rip off Twitchell's mask, revealing his attacker's face. Shocked but determined to survive, Tatro continued to resist, eventually managing to break free and escape the garage. Disoriented and terrified, Tatro ran out of the garage and managed to get into his vehicle. He sped away, not fully comprehending the danger he had just escaped. Tatro, initially too shocked and embarrassed to report the incident to the police, simply chalked it up to a bizarre encounter. It wasn't until after Twitchell's arrest and the discovery of Johnny Altinger's murder that Tatro came forward, realizing how close he had come to becoming another victim. Gillis Tatro's testimony was crucial during Mark Twitchell's trial. It provided a disturbing insight into Twitchell's motives and demonstrated that Altinger's murder was not an isolated incident but part of a calculated plan to kill multiple victims. Tatro's experience illustrated how Twitchell was actively attempting to live out his twisted fantasy, inspired by the TV show Dexter. His survival also provided the prosecution with compelling evidence of Twitchell's premeditation and the sinister nature of his intentions. Twitchell's defense tried to argue that the murder was not premeditated and that the SK Confessions document was purely fictional, but the jury was not convinced. On April 12, 2011, Mark Twitchell was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for 25 years. The case of Mark Twitchell continues to be a subject of fascination due to its macabre blend of reality and fiction. His obsession with the character Dexter Morgan and the gruesome crime he committed have been explored in various true crime books, documentaries, and podcasts. Twitchell's crime has also sparked discussions about the potential influence of violent media on susceptible individuals. While most people can distinguish between fiction and reality, Twitchell's case is a grim reminder that for some, the line can become dangerously blurred. To this day, Twitchell remains incarcerated, and the murder of Johnny Altinger is remembered as one of the most bizarre and disturbing crimes in Canadian history. Do you think Twitchell's obsession with the TV show Dexter influenced him to commit murder, or was he already predisposed to violence? How significant do you think Gillis Tatro's escape was in helping to bring Mark Twitchell to justice? Given the evidence found, including the SK Confessions document, do you believe Twitchell would have become a serial killer if he hadn't been caught? What are your thoughts?